What a beautiful sight to behold, the beauty of your hands. All I can say is thank you so much. You deserve this and more. Become us teachers. Okay, good morning, everyone. Good to have you guys here. I'm so grateful. Before I start today's class, I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you to everyone for your support, for the likes, for the views. Although the likes are not much, but please kindly like and subscribe. God bless you. Okay, so please, as you view, kindly like, please subscribe and share. Okay, thank you. We keep improving every day just to make everything fun for everyone. Okay, today we're going to be making this beautiful fitted pencil skirt with this crop top for a plus size. Okay, but the method we're going to use for a pencil skirt, you see the butt contour, and to make your zipper relax very well at your waist. So no matter how deep your waist arc is, it will sit perfectly. So we're going straight into class. I have this beautiful Ankara fabric I'm working with. I have 3 yards for both the upper part and the lower part. I have my zipper, sorry, my tape, my pattern master, scissor, my chalk, and the upper part won't be lined, so I'll be using my hemming gum for that. So let's get right into class. Okay, so first off, we're going to mark down our 1 inch. This will serve as our waistline, and this will also serve as our starting line. Okay, then we'll connect it into a straight line. Sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather. Sorry, guys. Pardon me. Okay, so from the starting line, we're going to mark waist to hip. Okay, measure it on yourself or on your client. For the front is on fold. Okay, it's on fold. For myself, my waist to hip is 10 inches. So I love to mark it twice just to get a straight line. Now, from my hip, okay, from my waist to my knee is 22 inches. 22 inches. You mark it on yourself as well. Please place your tape correctly. And then the full length of this skirt is 25 inches without the waistband. Okay, we're going to be adding waistband. Is either you minus the waistband, okay, from the waist while you're doing your marking, or you subtract it completely. When you're done, you add it. So that's the method I'm using today. The full length of my skirt with the waistband is 27 inches. So I'm using 25 for the skirt. My waistband will be 2 inches. So please don't get confused about that. So I'm going to draw out my lines. I just want to be where you are, darling, daily in your presence. Okay, guys, so we're done. This is my waistline. I'm going to label it my hip, my knee, and the full length of the skirt. So I'm going to start with the waist measurement. My waist divided by 4 is 9.75. My waist is 39. That's 9.75. I'm going to add 1.5 inch sewing allowance. If I'm turning with lining, I love to add 1.5 because after turning on both sides, you will have at least 1 inch left. But if I'm not using lining, I always add 1 inch. So take note of that. My hip divided by 4 is 11.5 inches. That's 45. Then I add my 1.5 inch sewing allowance. Then whatever I have here, I have 13 inches here. I'm going to minus 1 inch. You can take out 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches, depending on how you want that part tapered. I'll take out 1.5 inches. So on my knee, I'll just mark 11.5. And I'll take the 11.5 all the way to the hemline. Now, if you want your the hemline of your skirt to be more tapered, you go in again by half of an inch. If you want it to be straight, just take the same thing you have from your knee down, even if it's a long pencil skirt. Okay, just take the same thing down to the hem. Then I'm going to connect from here to my hip line. Okay, from here to my hip line. Can you see that? And then you're going to connect it back to the waistline. Don't make it too sharp. Okay. I hope you can see that. I'm going to make it come out some more so you can see the chalk lines. Okay. I hope you can see this. We're going to make some alterations on the waistline later on, but when we're done, it's when we're done cutting. When we're done with everything, that's when we do that. Okay, can you see the hemline? We just took it straight down. Okay, so that's it for skirt. So once you're done with that, you're going to add half of an inch for joining of our waistband. Okay, we're going to come down by half inch or 1 inch depending on how big your tummy is. But since I'm on the plus size, I'm going to come down by 0.75 and connect. There won't be any dart for this skirt. Okay, connect it in a slanting manner back to this line. Can you see this? I came down by 0.75, but for a slimmer person, please come down by 0.5. Connect it back to the waistline. So from that line, I'm going to come up by half of an inch, okay, for the waistband. We're going to use this line to join our waistband so our skirt doesn't get shortened. Okay, half of an inch all the way. Then you connect. Simple. And we're good to go. You cut. Can you see the lines I'm cutting on? You cut it out. So good, yeah, yeah. Celebrate that I am able. I will sing of the goodness of God. Okay, guys. Our beautiful pencil skirt is ready. Can you see this? Okay, so we're going to use this pattern to cut out the back. Let me fold the back fabric. So this is the back piece. Our fabric is, we have two fabrics here. Okay, And then the back piece is going to be bigger, minimum by 3 inches, okay, than the front because of the contour, the work we're going to be doing. And please, if you're working with fabrics that have pattern, depends on you. You see the way I had to cut it in two because I wanted those patterns to align. Please always take note of things. All those little details helps your clothes to come out beautiful. Okay, so we're going to bring in our front piece that we just finished working on. Okay, you align it. Good. You're going to make sure, please look closely. I hope you're seeing this. I want you to get this perfectly. This is where our front piece stops. You're going to make sure you have some space here for your zipper allowance. Ensure you have some space here, minimum of 2 inches here. Then you have whatever you want to use for your zipper allowance at the back part. So what we're going to do is we're going to trace. We're not cutting out. Please do not cut out. Trace what you have for the front on the back. Please watch closely. Trace what you have, and then you're going to extend your hip line and your knee line. This is the hem of our fabric. Please, I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. This is where the magic is. Okay, just trace the lines. Okay, for this lower part I can just cut this out. I want to have a straight line here. Okay, you trace the sides for it to be aligned. You extend your knee line, extend your hip line. Okay, this is the waistline. The waistline, you're going to straighten it out at the top. You're not going to follow the slant that we had before. Please watch closely. Straighten it out at the waist to match up with the side here. Extend your hip line into your zipper allowance. Extend your knee line. Very, very important. Okay? And then you're going to draw these lines out. Where your front starts, okay? You draw it out. We're going to use this as, for instance, our zipper allowance. Okay, and then we're going to take out the front piece. I hope you understand. We're drawing the line where our front piece lies. We trace out the sides from the waistline exactly the way it is, all the way down. Extend the hip line into the back. Extend the knee line into the back. Okay, and then you lift the front out. Okay, and then we're going to draw these lines out. That's our hip line, and this our knee line. Sorry. Draw it out. Good. So the first thing we're going to do is this. On the waistline here, please watch closely. Not on this zipper allowance line, on this line that aligns the front and back. Go in by how many inches you want. For a plus size, you can go in by 1.5 inch. For a slimmer person, you can go in by 1 inch, but I'm going in by 1.5 inch from this line I marked. Go in by 1.5 inches. Come up from your hip line by 2 inches and you connect. See that you use your freehand or you use your pattern master. slope it in. Good. Can you see what I have here? This will help your back piece to relax very well. Like it will go in, it will follow the slope of your back. Okay? So what we're going to do is this 1.5 we took out here, we're going to replace it back here. That's why I said you should have some allowance left here. So from this line we traced, it will help us to know where we're replacing our allowance back. So I'm putting back my 1.5 so I do not have shortage. Come up by 2 inches as well, and I connect it back. As simple as that. Replace it back. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mark our zipper allowance line. But before we do that, this is our knee. Remember we did the same thing to our knee. This is our knee extension. We're going to go in either by 1.5 or 1 inch. I don't want mine to be too deep, so I'll go in by 1 inch. And I'll connect it like 5 inches above the knee point. Connect it in and take it straight down. Please, I hope you see this. I want you to get this closely. Let me bring it closer for you to see. This is my knee line. This is where the front piece stopped. This line. When we brought it in, we traced it. Please try this method. You will love it. I came up. I extended it into our zipper allowance line. And then I came up from the knee line. This is 5 inches. And then I went in on the knee line by 1 inch. If you want yours to be more tapered in, you can take more. And then I'll connect it all the way to the hem of my fabric. Then for this part, I won't be replacing it because this is the knee. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start taking our zipper allowance. And then from this 1.5 inch line I took, that's where I'll mark my zipper allowance. So my zipper allowance, I'm going to be using 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Just connect your 1 inch zipper allowance. You're going to see that on its own, the butt will just come out on its own. The butt contouring will take its natural course. Naturally, it will just contour itself. Okay? You keep marking your 1 inch all the way down. Then when you get to the knee, follow that line you went in by and continue marking your 1 inch all the way to the hem. Good. So you connect like this, all the way down. Can you see this? Okay? Can you see this? You connect it. These are 1 inch. This becomes, can you see the hip line? The butt has just contoured itself. Okay? And can you see how the waistline slips so well? And everything is perfect. We are done. And we go ahead to cut out. Please, anything that is not clear to you, just leave it in the comment section. I'm going to answer your questions, okay? Anything that seems confusing to you, leave your questions at the comment section. I'm going to answer them, okay? So can you see our back piece? Can you see our butt? The butt naturally curves out on its own. So please notch your zipper allowance line, okay? you notch this so you don't confuse it. And that's it. Our fitted pencil skirt is ready. So at the upper part here too, we'll take out half of an inch and slope it back to the waistline. That's all. Just a little, half of an inch, and that's it. So if you take back your measurement at the waistline, everything will still be the same. So these are front piece. These are front piece. Okay. And these are back piece. Can you see the butt? Okay. So I'm going to cut out the lining for this. Okay. And then let's cut out the upper part together. Guys, so this is the front part. We have two fabrics here. They are both folded in two for both front and back. Okay, this for the crop top. And the length of my fabric here, I have from the top here, I have 20.5 inches. Okay, and the width here, because it's a cut together with the sleeve, I want the sleeves to be long. Okay, altogether I have 22.5 inches. Okay, so as usual, sorry, my table is not large wide enough, that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm going to mark down 1 inch. Okay, this will serve as our shoulder line and also as our starting line. Okay, so I'm going to extend the lines to get a straight line. Beautiful. Sorry for the turning and turning. Okay, let's keep it this way. Okay, so my shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2. That's going to give me 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 8 inches here. Then I'm going to determine the width of my sleeve. I want my sleeve to be long. Had even I have enough fabric, it would have been longer than this, okay? But I'll just work with what I have. So this is how you determine it. You take from the midpoint, the middle of your back, okay? You extend it to your sleeve where you want your sleeve to be. So for me, I'm going to use everything that I have here. So from this 8 inches mark to the end of my fabric, I have like 14.75. So that's what I'm going to use, plus the folding. Okay, so for my neck width, I'm going to first of all do 3 inches that we do, and then I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then we're going to connect it. Then this connection is going to go all the way to the end of your fabric because you're using everything. Okay, so you connect, you mark your 1 inch as well. Some persons can come down by 1.5 depending on how low you want it to be. So you connect it all the way. Okay, connect your 1 inch mark all the way to the end. Can you see this? To the end of the sleeves. Okay, from the shoulder slope all the way. So I'm going to determine my bust point. My bust point here from the shoulder line, my bust point is 11.5. I'm going to mark it somewhere around here so that I can get a straight line. And then my fabric all together I have 19.5. So this will become the hem of my fabric. So At the opening here, we're going to determine what we want for our sleeve opening. Okay, so for my sleeve opening, I'm just going to make use, I might as well just make use of my bust line. Okay, so from this slope, okay, let me make use of 10.5 inches. It's the same thing. I'll just make use of the 11 inches, 11.5, okay, for my sleeve opening. Please, I hope you understand this. This shoulder, we came down by 1 inch slope. From shoulder to my bust point is 11.5 inches. And that 11.5 inches is where I want my sleeve opening to be. Okay? If you want yours higher, you can go higher. So at this point, I'm going to mark my bust measurement. My bust is 45 divided by 4, 11.5. And then I'll add 1 inch for my sewing allowance. And then my hip at the waistline here, there are two things involved. It's either you mark your waist measurement, since it's a crop top so it can be free on you. It's either you mark your waist measurement and add like 3 extra inches, or you use your hip measurement and add maybe 1 inch or 2 inches. So preferably for me, I think I'll use my hip measurement, or you bring down your bust measurement, just take it straight. So for me, my hip is the same as my bust, 11.5, and I'm going to add 1 inch sewing allowance. So I just connect it into a straight line, and then from this point I'll just curve it out a bit here. Just curve it, don't make it too sharp. Okay, just curve it here. Okay, and it's as simple as that. We're done. So back to the neck, you determine what you want. So for me, I'm going to work with 3.75, okay, for my neck width. Then for the back, okay, for the back neckline, I'm going to use 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to connect it. I'm cutting the front and back the same way because there won't be zipper. But for the front, it's going to be a V-neck. I'm going to make it deeper a bit so it can go through my neck. So I'm going to use 7 inches. Okay, and I'm going to connect it from here. Connect it in a slanty manner. Can you see this? Very simple. So this is my back neckline, 1.5 inches. This is for my front, 7 inches. I'm using 7 inches. I don't want it to be so deep. Okay, then on the shoulder line here, I'm going to add back either half inch, but I'll add 0.75 for my shoulder joining. Okay, to join it together. But if your fabric is enough and you don't want it to have a shoulder joining, there's always a way you can connect it. If you want me to make a tutorial on how to achieve that, please let me know in the comments. So this is to join the shoulders together, and our top is done. If you have any questions, okay. Sorry guys, I thought it was a live class, sorry. So these are neckline. You need to extend this by what you went up by. Okay, this from the neck width here, 1.5 for the back, 7 inches for the front. Okay, I took at the waist, instead of taking my waist measurement, I took my hip measurement plus 1 inch sewing allowance. You can add more. Then this my bust, I took my bust measurement, I curved it a bit and extended it. This is my sleeve. So our top is done. All we have to do is cut. me just align this edge. If you want your sleeve to be shorter, okay, after marking your shoulder line, you can add either 5 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, depending on what you want, okay? It mustn't be the same. Then please ensure you're cutting out your back neckline first, okay? Sorry, it's because of my table. Okay, can you see this? We're cutting out our back neckline first. Then you're going to lift this up. Please ensure you lift it up so you don't make a mistake. You lift the front piece up, okay, and cut out the front neckline so you don't cry premium tears, okay? Can't afford to cut the both of them together. And our beautiful top, crop top with big sleeve is ready, okay? If you want to add a style to your sleeve, you can come make it like an A shape. If you want a tutorial on how to make a cut together sleeve but with a slanted, cut together top with a slanted sleeve, just let me know in the comments, okay? And our top is ready. I'm going to go ahead and cut out facings for this because we'll be lining the upper part. Then I'll cut out lining for the lower part. I'll be back, okay guys? I just want to show you guys quick one how to cut a facing, okay? I just started to help 1 or 2 persons. You bring in a fabric, okay, longer than your neck width, okay? Whether it's like 1 inch or 2, but it has to be longer than your neck depth, okay? So this is my front neck. I've shifted out the back neckline. So you place it on fold. Place your facing on fold. You see the front is on fold, okay? And then you bring your front neckline. Make sure it's aligned. Let this part align here. Rest on the fabric. You can pin it down, okay? Make sure it's well aligned. You pin it down. And then you can cut this out. You cut out the neck at least by 3 to 4 inches, okay? Then when you're done, you can take out your pin, okay? And you determine what you want, how deep you want this. You can just curve it out. You can make it straight. You can make it slanted. I want mine to be curvy, okay? So from the neckline, I'll come down by 5 inches. I have 5 inches here, and just curve it out. And your facing is ready, okay? Can you see this? It's on fold. So when you open this up, this is how your facing will be. So this is the facing for the front. We're going to add stay to this, okay? So you can see this is our front piece. When you align it together, everything just rests perfectly, okay? I'm going to do same for the back, okay? I'm going to cut out the front facing, add stay to it, then we start working on it. I just wanted to show you guys how to cut out a facing. Very simple, okay? I wanted to quickly show us this if I move to the sewing machine, okay? Please ensure you iron your fabric and your lining so everything relaxes, okay? I've cut out my lining the same way I cut out my main fabric, but I ensured my lining was shorter by 1 inch, okay? Can you see this? By 1 inch. 1 inch. My lining is shorter by 1 inch. So when I turn, my main fabric will be the one showing, not the lining. I did same for the front piece. And then my facing, I've added stay to my facing, okay? So it can help it to relax. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine now. I'm going to turn first the lower part, then the sides of my skirt, both front and back. I'm going to turn the neckline for my tops, okay, for the tops, and then I'll bring it to show us what next to do, okay? Welcome back, welcome back. I'm back from ironing. Can you see this? Can you see the hem? So beautiful. The hem of our skirt. This is the back piece. When you open it up, you can see, obviously, that's why I asked you to notch. But with the way we sloped the back, can you see this? Can you see how sloped it is? So this is our front piece as well, okay? We've ironed it up. Can you see the lower part? So we're going to go ahead now and join both front and back together. With the sewing allowance you left with your notch, you will know where your zipper allowance is. So we left 1.5. We've used quarter to turn both sides, even for this side. So it's either you use 1.2 or you use half an inch to join both sides. So this is a zipper allowance line. So we're going to join from the lower part to the upper part. Follow the curve, please. That's where you get the beauty of what you're doing. So we're going to join both sides, fix in our zipper, and then I'll bring it to show us. Now this is my waistband. I cut out a 5-inch material, and then I folded it half an inch on both sides, okay, and I'm left with 2 inches. That's for my waistband, 2 inches, okay. So we're going to attach the waistband on the waist, add zipper, join the sides. That's for the skirt part, okay, and I'll bring it back to show us. Now for the upper part as well, we've joined our stay. Okay. You can either bend yours, okay, fold the edges. It's either you fold the edges or you weave it, but I'm going to weave mine. So this is our neckline for the front. Can you see how neat it is? I've sewn it round, okay. This is the front. Please ensure you iron it out, okay. And this is the back part. We've also ironed it. So we're going to join them, right sides facing each other. Join them at the shoulder, okay. Align the shoulders together. Join with 1 inch or half an inch or 0.75 like we added on this side. Join this other sides, okay. Hem your sleeves with 1 inch or half of an inch. You can fold in half of an inch and fold it in again, and then you join the sides, hem the lower part. I'll do all of that for both front and back, and I'll show us what we have, okay. So we're done with our beautiful project. I just wanted to show you guys, this is our top. Can you see our sleeves looking all pretty? You know the joy you have when you do something and it comes out nice? That's how I feel right now. So these are crop top. Can you see? Then please notch on the inside, okay. Let me show you guys. Notch the cuffed part that connects the armhole and the body. Can you see? I've notched mine. It will help it to relax. So can you see how relaxed this part is? Okay, if you don't notch it, it won't be relaxed. So this is our neckline. So pretty. These are crop top. Please kindly try and let's know in the comments how yours came out. And these are skirts. Oh my god, this is the Oga Bata Bata of the day. These are beautiful waistband. Okay, can you see this? Can you see the butt sitting pretty? Can you see the butt? Okay, I opened up a little slit here. Okay, and I ironed it out. So thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, please kindly try and let's know in the comments how yours came out. And I know it will come out so beautiful and so nice. And that's it, Tara. You're done with your two-piece top and skirt. So thank you so much. Please kindly like, share, subscribe, tell somebody. You can learn from you. We are all learning from each other. Okay. Thank you so much. God bless you. I know you've learned one or two. I'm going to go ahead and weave mine, and that's it. Thank you. Thank you and thank you.